Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Friday to you. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's so true. Hey-o. I'm already... Excuse me, my voice is a little cracky today. I don't know what's going on. As I'm not on crack, but my voice is a little cracky. How are we doing out there? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday thus far. You know, I notice I'm a little bit later than sometimes when I normally do the show, and I see, obviously in the video that I see that the sun is shining on me. If it's distracting to you, I apologize. I thought about closing the blinds a little bit to eliminate that, but then I said to myself, you know what? Let the sun shine through. Let the sun shine through. Let it shine on you, me and you. The sun shines through. Now I think I understand why I don't have so many views on this channel. How we doing? Let me do a little. Hey-o. All right, so how we doing? I'm sorry. Sometimes, I just got to do my thing a little bit to get in the groove. I'm not good at just like, turn, you gotta kind of gotta feel it a little bit. You gotta let your body, get into it. I love you people out there. Look at that. I'm on a delay, so, now I'm just seeing myself kick my legs up. Anyway, listen, hi, I'm Pete Palma. How you doing out there, if I didn't ask you already? This is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, most importantly, we learn to create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. And as I like to begin each broadcast, what are you doing out there today, right now, this very moment, to create your own flow of quo? And hopefully it's being part of OSQ here and being part of the family and the environment, as it were. So, if you haven't done so, why not like, subscribe, and share? I usually say that to the end, but let me say it. Give me a break. Like, subscribe. You don't have to share it. Maybe you could subscribe. You can at least click like. Nobody has to know. You can stay hidden in the shadows. It's like when people were supporting Trump. No one wanted to say that they actually supported because they're afraid they're going to get in trouble, So I understand, be associated with the mania that goes on here inside my brain. I don't know what's going on inside your brain, but we're doing a lot of stuff. I posted a video yesterday. Finally started recording some videos of me with the music and stuff. So I'm trying to incorporate everything together, and I saw I had some views and likes over there. So I appreciate that. PetePalma.com. You can check out the website there, too. I also have another YouTube channel that's just Pete Palma. If you just do Pete Palma on YouTube, you'll find the music channel, which there's only a few videos up there. But anyway, I just try to incorporate everything together. I am, what do I want to say? It's like it's not just about doing one thing. I am the entity. I don't know what the frig I'm talking about. I just do a lot of things. Like I just like to have fun with a lot of different creative endeavors and such. So I try to put forth a multitude of product, as it were. It's not even product, quite honestly. It's just something I like to do. I really been thinking about. I'm so off topic right now. I'm going to get into what I'm going to talk about quickly here in just a moment. But I did realize that I have to remember. When I was a kid, I used to play all the time as far as pretending I was doing a radio show, drawing. I used to draw comic books a little bit. Had my own characters. I would make a new comic book like every week, every month, whatever I was doing, back then. I used to write short stories. I used to do a lot of things in the music and everything else too. So I just realized, it's like, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's out there. He does Footloose. We're going back in time, but, and he also does music, right? So matter of fact, I saw Kevin Bacon live one time at a Phillies back in 2008 when the Phillies, was it 2008 or was it 2009? I think it might have been 2009 that season. They had won the World Series in 2008, but the next season when they were in the playoffs, Kevin Bacon, I saw him sing the national anthem before the game. So I was right there and got to see him live. So see how everything comes together when I start talking. It really doesn't have any rhyme or reason or make any sense, and yet it all flows together quite nicely. So today is if I could please get into it, that I say I am Pete Palm. I'm your user-friendly host. I didn't say I was your user-friendly host, but I want to make sure you realize that I am user-friendly. So feel free to comment and let me know what's on your mind out there and to reach out, because I'm always happy to hear from you, the beautiful people out there. I'm a man of the people, and that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing here on Operation Status Quo. So today is the 22nd of November in the good year 2024, and today's program is entitled Rap Tap the Chamber Door. That's right, because this is what a few incidents happened that made me kind of just realize the difference in our society today. It's so interesting. Well, really it started even with Halloween. Back in the day, it was no brainer. People are going to be knocking at your door from basically 5 o'clock in the evening till close to 9 at night. Possibly people be knocking on your door for candy and stuff. You expected people to do such, and today's world has changed so much, and people are so much more reclusive in certain ways, especially these generations coming up now with the technologies different as they were in the past, and just the way the world has changed. It's like no one wants anybody knocking at their door. And even here this year, for Halloween, I haven't participated in Halloween really since I moved from Jersey. When I was up there, I wouldn't even stay at my place. I would go over to my mom's and I would hand out the candy. But, when I moved here, then I totally just, gave it up altogether. And I just found it interesting that you would expect that people would be knocking at your door, but they really weren't. They're really just looking to who has the lights on, I guess, or who seems like they're sitting outside prepared for it, which is like one aspect. I just realized like that's even died down. It's not the same multitude of people knocking on the door or coming around that you would have expected in the past, right? And then there was another incident that occurred. Well, let me say this incident first, because this incident makes more sense to what I'm talking about. And then the third incident is like fits in with it though, but in a different way. So there were, solicitors. First of all, I am in a non-soliciting gated community neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't mean that in any type of elitist way. It just happens to be that I'm in a community that has like a gate that you have to go through to get in. And there's signs outside that say, no soliciting. But, sometimes people get through and they come knocking on the doors, and they're trying to sell whatever, BS they're trying to sell. So it was it Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it was, one of those days. And, whoever was out there. And now my front door, I have a screen. But there's like a little porch area. So when I open my front door, you actually have to walk out, the front door to walk up to the screen. So you can't get, to the doorbell or anything. So long story short, these people were walking around selling stuff, and they, they were yelling into my door. They were going, hello, hey, hello, how you doing today? Hello. Like they're talking to me, but I was upstairs, and it's like, who the frig is yelling in my door? And I kind of peek over and I see that there's a couple guys out there doing, and I realize they're trying to sell something or whatever. So I just ignored it. And eventually, they went away. And then later in the evening, they were around for, I guess, a good couple hours, because then it got to be like 2-3 hours later. And they come back. I guess they figured they didn't get me, so they come back. And I'm sitting in my chair, watching TV a little bit, and the front door's open. So really, they could probably, just the way my house is laid out with that door open, they probably could see me sitting in my recliner over there. So, and they start yelling in the door again, hello, how you doing? And like, I don't know. That time I just kind of snapped out. I didn't do anything crazy, but I jumped up. I was walking to the door like as if, I don't know, somebody was like trying to steal my kid or something, like I was like, oh, like, and I went, what the F? I said, what the F are you? At first I said, what the F? And then I said, what the F you selling? And I barely even got that second sentence out, and just, slammed the door, in their face. I'm not proud of this. I'd like to be nice. What I should have done when I think back on it, I should have been like, yo guys, what are you doing? This is a non-soliciting neighborhood. Don't come knocking on my door. Get the frig, out of here. I don't care for people knocking on my door trying to sell shit. I'm a very welcoming, open person. Somebody wants to visit, it's fine. I'm not like, like that per se. We got to be like totally hunkered down like a hermit. But like these people knocking on the door, soliciting, and it's a different world is the point I'm trying to get to. Going back to what I was saying about, Halloween, people are more tentative about getting involved, in people's business or going up to people's property. Well, obviously some people aren't, but, I find it, intrusive, and I don't like anybody knocking on my door. It's one of the things, like, I haven't talked about it in a while, but, I have my real estate license. It's one of the reasons I don't do so much with that because, when I was first getting into the real estate, they were trying to tell me what to do to get leads and blah, blah, blah. They're saying that, you go around the neighborhood, you knock on the doors. I'm like, I ain't knocking on doors. If somebody knocked on my door, I would go tell them to F themselves. Same thing with the cold calling. Like, I'm not going to call and go, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not doing that to people. You want to work with me? Hey, you want to work with me? Here I am. Here I am. All my contact information is here. You can find me. You want a house through me? I'll help you out. Hey-o. But so I just find all that stuff. It's not just that it's intrusive. I mean, it's rude. It's rude, and it's like there's no courtesy. It's just like trying to make a sale, and you're, coming up on people's property, and then, I don't know. I just don't like it. And then on top of that, okay, then there was another story earlier in the week where my neighbor, I guess, down here in Florida, you have your registration as a little sticker on your license plate, and his registration expired the end of October, and it must have been like one of the first couple days of November, and he just didn't renew it yet. And you believe that they towed his car out of his driveway in this neighborhood, which is like, a gated, community, whatever you would think safe. But no, it turns out like the HOA, and ironically enough, I just saw a story about this on the news yesterday of other HOAs. It wasn't about this particular one, but it was about another space, but still it's the same thing. The HOAs have contracts with people to go in, to look for cars in the neighborhood that are out of registration or whatever and tow them. It's just like, why would you do that to people? Like, you're living in a community, you pay an HOA, and your HOA is using the money that you're paying them to go to hire somebody to possibly tow your car out of your driveway, out of your own driveway, right? And then story I saw on the news, which was even more so, this guy's truck was backed into the driveway, and it was the same situation. His thing expired in September. It was one of the first couple days of October, and the driver, actually, the tow truck guy or whatever, actually got out of his car, walked around to see that the plate was out of date, and towed his car at 2 a.m. It's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, and to do that type of job, what kind of person does that? Like, what kind of person feels good about earning money doing that to people? That's the kind of stuff that gets me. And it's just interesting because it's such a different world today. I'm putting all this together in the sense of, intrusion on personal space, and how it was different in the past. It wasn't a big deal to knock on the doors. I know my grandparents and such, and growing up, everybody had their doors open. People would just pop over. It was the neighborhood. It was a different way. It was a different time, right? So, because I had put it on Facebook that I went nuts on these people that knocked on my door trying to sell whatever they were selling. I don't even know what they were selling, so I didn't give them a chance, but to tell me. But anyway, and they were trying to tell me, one person told me, back when I was such and such age, I did well earning a living, going door to door, because I said it's not an honorable profession, and he was saying that it was honorable. I'm like, yeah, I mean, like 60 years ago, when they were selling Encyclopedia Britannica, door to door, or a set of Cutco knives or something. It was a different time. It was a different time. There wasn't the same level of communication with phones and stuff. Isn't it bad enough that we get pummeled with cell phone texts and calls, spam calls, and spam emails and everything else, that trying to sell you shit up and down the block every which way? Now they're going to come knock on your door. You want to come knock on the door and say, hey, Pete, just wanted to say hello, how are you? I got no problem with that. Don't come to my door and try to just sell me shit and get in the way of my day. And don't come to my door or anybody's door and tow their freaking car out of their driveway. It's such a whole different world. And the thing is, to me, if I had kids today or something, I wouldn't be letting them go door to door. Even when Halloween, it wouldn't be the same. Like, it's not the same. You would knock like on every door Halloween back in the day. You didn't care. Now I see like there's certain houses, and a lot of people today too do. I don't know why I'm harping on the Halloween, but it's just what I'm just realizing is this, less lights are on and the house is showing that it's active. People aren't knocking, right? And a lot of times people just, actually have events where they just do a certain group of neighbors, and they do the candy that way. And it's just different today because, first of all, the world's crazy, and like I said, if I had a kid or something and they were going to be going door to door to try to sell something, I'd be telling them, no, don't do it. Because one, it's rude. And number two, you might get shot. All right. You might get shot, for God's sake. But we don't need that. Please. Get away from my door. Get off my lawn. So I don't know. I just wanted to, because what do we do here on Operation Status Quo? We observe life, and what an interesting difference of today's world as previous. When I was a kid, I wouldn't have thought twice about so much of knocking on door. I used to deliver newspapers, for goodness sake, and I used to go knocking on people's door to collect. I had to go collect every couple weeks for the payment for the newspaper. So I had to, in the evening, I'd walk around, knock on the doors. I mean, I know they know me, I guess, because I'm their paper boy, but at the same time, you wouldn't even do that nowadays, right? Like, you would just pay online or whatever. It's just such an interesting dynamic of how our culture has changed as far as, what's acceptable and not, as far as intruding or not on people's personal and private and spaces. Then the world has changed so much where everybody's so kooky and detached in a sense from one another, because everybody's attached to social media and all that type of stuff, that we're all so detached from one another that nobody's even thinking of like, what are you doing at the door? Somebody knocks on the door, you're hiding behind the couch. You don't even know what to do. It's like, was that, what do we do? There's a human knocking at the door. It's like, it's just so different. So I don't even know why they're wasting their time, these people, to knock on doors and try to sell shit. I understand why they come tow cars, because they're scumbags and they're trying to make money. So I understand that. But of course, the HOA, it should be ashamed of themselves for even participating and allowing that. Let your car get towed when you're parked somewhere else and the registration's out. Let a police officer pull you over for an out-of-date registration, and then you get towed. Or I don't know. It's just, why even towing somebody over that? I mean, it's not it's not like it's like a crime. I mean, the car's like out of registration for a couple days, so you tow it. I don't know. Just that kind of stuff. Just grates me. So anyway, I mean, that's it. I don't know. I'm just making an observation today because when those people knocked at my door, it kind of really flared me up. And I don't know. This is my home. I'm a private person. I'm doing my life. I'm open to help and be with people, whatever the case may be. But come on, guys. What are we talking about here? I mean, I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. It was a little pet peeve to me, but on the grand scheme of things, isn't it an interesting observation that no one really wants to talk to each other anymore? They just want to stay on their phone and bury their face in their phone. Hey-o. I'd probably be happier if the people who want to sell me stuff, instead of knocking on my door, they can just stand outside and send me a text, and then they say, listen, I'm outside. We're sending you a text. If you're interested in this product, we'll stand out here for 30 seconds and you can come out and talk to us, right? So anyway, that's what I got for you here today. Don't go knocking on people's door. Don't go tapping on people's chamber doors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, because it's just rude. It's just rude, especially when you're selling something. You want to go knock on your neighbor's door and you bake them a pie. That's nice, right? That's a nice thing. But don't come knocking on my door and try to sell me some bullshit that I don't need. I don't even know you. You're going to act like you're my friend and everything else. It's just everything's like such a goofy sales pitch. That's the thing that gets me too. Everybody's just trying to sell something. They're in your face. There's no communication of just real people being real with each other. That's the thing that bothers me. But what's not bothering me is this beautiful sunshine shining through here in Florida. I hope it's beautiful where you are too. Probably not as beautiful as Florida, but it may be in your view. So wherever you are, hope you're enjoying. So thanks for spending your time with me here today on Operation Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't done so already, as I asked in the beginning, why the hell not? Please like, subscribe, share, send this out to your your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. God bless each and every one of you. Don't forget to check out PetePalma.com. More videos coming on the music and everything else. And the album's coming along. And again, that'll be coming out after the new year. So stick with me. So much goodness here. Anything you'd like to share on Operation Status Quo, if you'd like to be a guest, feel free to reach out to me. We can make it happen. So have a great weekend. I love you guys out there. And until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.